Hello everyone, it's Emily here from Phoenix Gateway. How are we doing tonight? I'm really well. I wanted to do a quick video just on some things that have come to me today, and I've had a few little my own revelations and just finding myself getting back into my work and getting all excited because it's the ideals, the concepts, the knowings, the understanding, and it's like that aha moment. So I was watching Gaia this morning, and I was watching Robert Edward Grant. It was part of his Code X. I wrote it down it's the symbology of the ancient world, and it's part 3. So if you've got Gaia, definitely watch it. I have a lot of respect for Robert and his work. He's a remarkable man. And I really do love to learn from all different people. So he was talking about the Alpha and Omega symbols, which he found within the sarcophagus in the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid, but which I already knew of, having watched something of his before. But what he was talking about today was also the findings of not only an Apis bull, but a cow as well, that you can make out also on, one of the internal walls. I think it's the west wall of the King's Chamber. And I thought, how interesting, listening to him talking. And what he was talking about was about how, when we take the Apis bull, we're looking at the A, so for the alpha. But when we're looking at the cow, we're looking at Hathor, goddess Hathor. And the goddess Hathor is of love and fertility and happiness and joy, sexuality. She's like the primordial being of the feminine aspect. And I actually think of Sophia when I think of Hathor. And it is said that the Apis bull is the son of Hathor. And just going back to Hathor, I don't have a picture with me at the moment. I should have brought it up on my iPad, but I didn't. When you look at the head of Hathor, there's 2 distinct things that you can actually see. One is actually the shape of Omega, so you can see it within her hair that goes like that. The other is that includes her ears, is that what you see is what looks like the female genital tract. So you actually got the fallopian tubes, the ovaries that comes down within to the cervix. So there is real distinct symbolism that can be seen within Hathor as well. What he was talking about today, and why I thought it was just so apt, is the fact that this weekend is the it's a solar eclipse and a new moon in Taurus at 10 degrees Taurus. Firstly, Taurus is a bull. Second of all, when we're looking at the 10 degrees, well, 1 plus 0 is a 1. So it's like we're going back into this new beginning. It's starting all over again, just looking at the numerology of that as well. But what Robert was talking about, and it just made so much sense, is that it was basically about the Apis bull having to return back into the mother, and it's like being reborn again. And so what it is that the Apis bull is a representation of our ego. It's like that physicality, that 3-dimensional aspect of who we are. And Hathor represents the conscious unity. And when we are in our pyramids, whether we're in the pyramid itself or within our own pyramid, because we are, when we think about it, our body of light is octahedral. It's a diamond shaped in 2 dimensions, in 3 dimensions, an octahedron. If you were to look at an octahedron, it would be like putting 2 pyramids together to create, that diamond shape. And so what it is that when we go within and we actually go to lift our consciousness. And another beautiful thing about Hathor is also it's about sound, because the instrument used to represent her is the sistrum. And the sistrum, each sistrum has within it its own frequency, okay? And it can be used to heal within. And when we think about going within ourselves, it's all about going through a massive shift in rebirth, okay? It's all about rebirth. It's about initiation, and it's that rise in consciousness. And it's interesting because when I was there the first time in Egypt, I created Seed of the Soul. And Seed of the Soul is all about initiation and rebirth. And it wasn't until after that I'd created it and I started doing more and more research that I even realized what I had created, and the words that were coming to me were so sound and so, you know, in alignment with what I was doing. So I've actually been using my Seed of the Soul, which is an alchemical frequency that can be ingested. And what I have written on Seed of the Soul is I embrace my next level of initiation and rebirth, to awaken to higher wisdom and understanding. So I just thought it was really, really apt today, listening to this from Robert Edward Grant, then going back into my own work and then realizing what this weekend is all about. It is such a powerful, powerful alignment that is happening astrologically, and there's a lot online you can read up about it. But how apt when we're looking at, you know, the alpha to omega, so it's like the beginning to the end. The alpha being the Apis Bull is the ego, the 3-dimension, to go into the omega at the end, which is Hathor, okay? And it's going into transcending into that, or ascending into the higher consciousness, the higher realms. And I just thought I just got quite excited listening to it all. So I've actually been working a lot with my Seed of the Soul. I did want to bring up that aspect of, you know, what I had been looking at. So if you want to look at more of Robert Edward Grant's work on Gaia, it is a symbology of the ancient world, part 3. It's part of his Code X. Now, I do have my cards, and before I finish, I just want to tell you the 3 cards that came out. I pulled them before to try and save some time. Bottom of the deck is, and it really was, and I haven't changed it, is the octahedron, unconditional love. This is what I was saying before. So if you were to take yourself and put yourself in this 3-dimensional shape, this is our crystalline body, okay? It's a diamond-like shaped body, which is its 2-dimensional shape. This is it in the 3-dimensional, and this is what connects us to heaven and earth, okay? So we're always coming from the heart. This is all about unconditional love. And as we go through into these higher frequencies, this is what we're coming into. We're coming to that heart. We're coming into the unconditional love. But the first, and interesting enough, Metatron's Cube was the first card. It's a 15, which is a 6. When we're working with a 6, we're working at the heart again. But this is the all in the Akashic Records. This is like looking at, Eleanor Duranan actually writes in her book about Metatron's Cube being the sigil, you know, this universal sigil. And it absolutely is. It's the universal blueprint, you know. Within it is every other geometry you can think of, from the seed to the egg, all the way through the flower, the fruit. We get Metatron's Cube. So this is the sigil of the all. Okay, and this is us accessing, this is consciousness. This is what we're here to access. This ancient wisdom and this knowledge, it's all part of the Akash, and it's all within us in our cellular memory. The second card to come through is the ancient sound frequencies. Again, it was so apt when I think about it too, because I've got the eye in the middle, but it was all about the relationship to the pyramids, which is why I've got that within the middle of it. And it's all about us raising our frequency and raising our vibration, okay? We're here to do that, to master that, and to go to that next level of consciousness. It's about letting the ego fall away to bring us back into the light and those higher frequencies of unconditional love and higher. And it's knowing here's another 6. So the 6 is very apt. I've just noticed the numbers now, but it's the Raven magic, release fear, heighten intuition and protection. It's protect yourself, but also know you are protected and you are guided. It's knowing that it's okay to allow the fear to fall away, okay? Because when we let go of that fear that holds us back, what we're creating is something that is light, and it's a high, beautiful, higher frequency, and it allows us to soar, to reach the potential. We've got so much potential for us to reach. We've got to see it within ourselves. But as we do this and we raise the bar, raise the consciousness, what are we doing? We're working on our intuition, and it's only going to get higher and higher and higher, and our connection to source is just going to become faster and faster and faster. And as everything that is going on, it is just going to be left behind, because we don't have the time or the space for that anymore. There's so much more out there that is waiting and ready. You've got to ask yourself, it's waiting for us. Are you ready to go for it? Are you ready to open yourself up, to release the fear, to see what is out there, to drop the ego and go right into those higher levels of consciousness, that rebirth, that initiation and rebirth, that awakening? Have a beautiful weekend, and I look forward to speaking with you next week and bringing you another reading. Bye for now.